Righto, tally ho there champs, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be reviewing something that cost me only $250, the UMI Z Pro. And first of all, this is a collaboration between MediaTek and Sony, so it has instant credibility there. Now this smartphone may have only cost me $250, but it has flagship specs. So we're talking dual Sony IMX258, so that's two 13 megapixel rear cameras, a Deca core, that's 10 cores, 2.6 gigahertz MediaTek Helio X27 processor, 4 gigs RAM, a sharp 5.5 inch Full HD IGZO display with 95% NTSC color gamut, 3780 milliamp hour battery, so it's got a big battery. It's full unibody construction there, made out of aluminium, has fingerprint sensor, dual SIM, expandable storage, comes with stock Android or virtually stock Android 6.0, and UMI or UMIDIGI promise that 7.0 will be coming soon, and it's USB-C for $250. Well, that's what it cost me. The retail now is $300 or $299. I got it at an introductory price, but even at $300, are you serious? All these specs here for $300. That's just amazing. Now let's see if it's any good. First of all, I've gone through all those specs. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get this phone. I got it from Bangers, that's Banggood. First of all, its design. It looks and feels exactly like the iPhone 7 Plus. I mean, it looks so much like it. It's matte black, feels premium in the hand. It just feels a little bit thicker than the iPhone, and I'm not going to complain because it has a bigger battery. Now, whether matte black's your thing or not, it's not my thing. I don't really like generic black slabs, but yeah, a lot of people like that matte black. It is definitely premium design and premium build there. Performance. So what is this processor? You've probably never heard of a MediaTek processor. It runs at 2.6 gigahertz. What you need to know is it's basically the same processing power as a Snapdragon 820 or 821. It's pretty much exactly on par, legit, and in some cases better. So this thing is fast, it's fluid, it plays every game you want, does everything you want. You won't be held back by this processor. Now, where it falls short compared to the Snapdragon SoCs is in the graphics department. It is not as fast as a Snapdragon variant's graphics they have, but the graphics is more than enough to play any of the latest titles with no problems. Anything you can throw it at, this thing can handle. So you're covered with the processor, the beautiful screen, 5.5 inch Sharp, made by Sharp, IGZO panel, 95% gamut, beautiful screen. It's one of the better Full HD screens. I mean, it doesn't compare to a Galaxy S7 Edge, of course. It's $500 cheaper, but certainly it's one of the better Full HD displays. You'll be happy with the display. Now you will have to crank up the brightness outdoors. That's the only thing I need to probably note. Now it does have a big battery, 3780 milliamp. Now you're only going to get your 4 hours screen on time, 4.5. It'll last you a day. I expect a phone with a battery this big to actually last. It can do with some software updates to optimize that battery performance there. Left hand side you have the SIM tray, right hand side you have the volume rocker power button. On the bottom you have the mic, USB-C, and the speaker. The speaker's fairly good. It's very loud. It is a little bit tinny, but it's actually better than the Samsung Galaxy Edge. And on the top you do have a headphone jack, so yay. Now the killer feature of this phone is the camera, or cameras should I say. On the front facing camera you have a decent Samsung shooter there, 13 megapixels. It does have a flash there, so you can get some cool selfies with this. It's decent, it does the job. This rear facing camera is really good for its price. Alright, it's not as good as the ultra flagships like your iPhone, your Pixel, your Galaxy S7 Plus, but its photos are really photorealistic. If you compare it to say a Samsung Galaxy S7 pictures, you're going to think it's not as saturated, it's not as sharp, but it's actually more true to life. So you have like full manual controls with Pro Photo, you have panorama, video, shoots 4K, so that's awesome. It has electronic stabilization, but it's not that great, it's okay. You have photo mode, and of course the two killer features are the mono mode, so you can really get that atmospheric, like gritty black and white look. Sony IMX258, 13 megapixel both of them, one of them's black and white, and changing a color photo to black and white is not the same as taking a black and white photo. When you take a black and white photo, you capture more detail. But the other thing that twin lenses allow is fairly decent low light shots. It uses light data from both of the sensors there, so you can get a photo in low light. It actually looks a bit brighter than it usually would. However, I think the noise reduction is a little bit heavy handed and it has that killer bokeh photo mode. So this allows you to set the aperture or bokeh effect. It is of course simulated, but it's using both the cameras to get that depth data. So it does have a pretty good implementation of this. It does slow down when you use it in this mode, but once you take the photos and select the aperture, you can then after the fact change the aperture in it. So you can increase the blur in the foreground or background or decrease it. You can also select different focus points. So you can focus anywhere you want and that will come into sharp focus and the rest will be blurred. And you can also do that in video too. You also have 3D photo, so you can actually sort of like simulate a 3D photo. You have live photos as well. And what also is good about this bokeh mode is you can change the background. So once you've selected the focus you want, you can then change the background completely. It's simple to do. So all in all, for $300, you get a hell of a phone. Like seriously, it's flagship specs here. Does it compare to the real high-end flagships? Alright, no, but they cost $500 more. I'll compare this to say the OnePlus, and does it compare to that? It certainly does. And you got to remember the OnePlus is like $140 more expensive too. Now it's not all perfect. There are some software bugs, like when you go in that bokeh mode it's slow. When you load the bokeh mode photos in the gallery it's a bit slow. The fingerprint sensor doesn't work all the time. Hopefully that gets fixed in software. And also sometimes when I rotate from portrait to landscape, like watching YouTube videos, sometimes it doesn't work. Most of the time it does though. But with all those bugs, hopefully those will get fixed and ironed out with software updates. Those things withstanding, I can still recommend this phone. I mean, for $300, there isn't a phone with this amount of specs or package out there that beats this at $300. There just isn't, none that I know of. Killer camera, great screen, good battery life, although it could be better, and premium design. And considering something like the OnePlus One is nearly $150 more expensive, you might want to have a look at this. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up there. If you're new around here, why not subscribe? I'd like to really thank you guys for watching. Got lots more tech content coming soon, and until next time guys, tally ho.